Hi, my name is Detective Hamlin. I'm here to share information with you about the order to surrender weapons that was issued with the protection order and what you need to know to be in full compliance with the court order. Now, I know going to court can feel overwhelming and confusing, and that this is especially true when you may also be going through a tough time. Taking time to speak with an attorney, a counselor, or a friend can be very helpful, but knowing what to do to be in compliance with the court's orders is just as important. Right now, the most important thing is to help keep you and others safe. I want to take a few minutes to talk to you more in depth about the order to surrender weapons the court issued you in your case. In order to keep everyone safe, both state and federal laws require that people who are restrained by certain types of protection orders are no longer able to purchase, possess, or have access to firearms, dangerous weapons, or a concealed pistol license while those orders are in place. The order to surrender weapons will be in place until the protection order expires, unless it is renewed. Until that time, it is very important to follow the law and ensure that you are in full compliance with the order. It is really important to know that failing to turn in all of your firearms, dangerous weapons, or concealed pistol license, or attempting to purchase firearms or applying for a concealed pistol license while you are prohibited from possessing them could result in you being charged with other crimes. To start, if you have any firearms, dangerous weapons, or a concealed pistol license, you must immediately turn all of them in to law enforcement officers serving you with the order. If you live in a home where someone else owns or possesses firearms, you could get into trouble for having access to those firearms. If you were served with the order in court, you must immediately turn in all of your firearms, dangerous weapons, and concealed pistol license to your local law enforcement agency that same day. The police department or sheriff's office will give you a receipt that lists each firearm you turn in so that you have a record of your property and have documentation to provide the court to show that you have immediately turned in those items as required by law. In addition to the receipt, you will need to sign a declaration under penalty of perjury stating that you have turned in all of your firearms, dangerous weapons, and concealed pistol license to law enforcement. This declaration is called a proof of surrender. Failing to turn in all of your firearms, dangerous weapons, and concealed pistol licenses is a crime. The court order you receive will also tell you when you must return to court to attend the Firearms Weapons Compliance Review hearing. Even if you've already filed a declaration of non-surrender or a proof of surrender form, you're required to appear at the court hearing and show proof that you have fully complied with the order. If you do not appear at the hearing or do not show proof of full compliance, you could face both civil and criminal penalties. Some people worry that their property will not be properly cared for while in the custody of law enforcement. That is not true. Any item law enforcement receives is handled with care and is properly boxed, tagged, and stored so that it is returned in the same condition that it came in. Some people wonder if they are allowed to sell or transfer their firearms to other people instead of turning them into law enforcement. That is not allowed. Once the court enters the order to surrender weapons, you are required to immediately turn them into law enforcement agency only. If you do not possess any firearms, dangerous weapons, or a concealed pistol license, or have any history of owning any of those things, you can sign a declaration under penalty of perjury that asserts that you do not have any firearms, dangerous weapons, or a concealed pistol license. This declaration is called a declaration of non-surrender. You must submit this to the court and appear at the compliance review calendar to show that you are in full compliance. The order to surrender weapons will end when the protection order expires. At that time, please contact the law enforcement agency where you turned in your items to find out the process for getting your property returned. Some agencies may require an order to release weapons signed by a judicial officer that confirms that the order is no longer in effect. Other agencies may not. Law enforcement will also complete a new background check to ensure that you are eligible to possess firearms again. Following these orders is important. It shows the court that you are taking the matter seriously and want to follow the law, and equally important, following the orders reduces the chances that you will find yourself in other legal trouble that can result if you do not comply with the order fully. Thank you for your time.